guys, so welcome to my study review vlog where I'm explaining the ethical considerations as a content creator while studying. So of course, while using media platforms, especially when being a content creator, it is important to have ethical considerations when using media platforms. So first we have the copyright and intellectual property. So when posting medias, various medias, videos, music, images, it is important to use original medias. Ensure that they have the right usage of these images, videos, music, and other documents or contents. Maybe give proper credit when using these medias when using license or Creative Commons media and avoid plagiarism. It is also important to have or obtain permission from them for copyright material because according to the Republic Act number 8,823,
To exploit such works for profit, prior approval from the government agency or office should be made. Such agency or office may impose payment of royalties so that the user may have license for use.
So second, we have the truthfulness and accuracy. So it is important to avoid spreading misinformations and or misleading contents. So before posting a content, it is important to fact check sources before sharing news or claims. And be transparent about sponsorships, especially when you're collaborating with big brands. Be transparent about sponsorships, partnerships, or other paid promotions. So the third ethical considerations when using media as a content creator is to have respect for privacy. So not all of us here are, or not all people are open to be posted online. So having someone, say for example a friend, and when you want to post content with them, it is important to ask permission, have their consent to be posted online. Obtain consent before sharing private information, photos, or videos of others. Avoid doxing or revealing personal and revealing information or using deceptive practices to gather information. So be mindful of how your content affect individuals' privacy and reputation. So the fourth ethical considerations when using media as a content creator is to avoid harmful content. So when posting contents through media platforms, we should be mindful of what we post. We could avoid promoting harmful acts such as violence, hate speech, discrimination, or even harassment that could potentially lead to psychological impacts of others. So be sensitive when discussing mental health, tragedies, or controversial issues, especially when you're not a professional psychologist or a trained professional journalist. So it's important to be transparent, be sensitive when discussing these topics. The fifth ethical considerations as a content creator when using media platforms is to have ethical editing and representation, especially when your contents are targeted towards other cultures and way of life. And it's important to avoid manipulating media in a way that it distorts the truth or mislead audiences. So it's important to represent those individuals and groups fairly without reinforcing stereotypes. The sixth and last ethical considerations as a content creator when using media is to have audience responsibility. So let's say after you've posted all those contents that you fact check them, you have avoid plagiarism or copyright infringement, you have respect for privacy, you have transparency and truthfulness and respect accuracy, something like that. You should then proceed to audience responsibility. So what that means is you have to moderate comment sections to prevent harmful discussions, especially when you're discussing about sensitive topics. As a content creator, we should be mindful of those comments. So if there are negative comments, you can delete or hide them from other audiences so that they won't be influenced by their opinions or they wouldn't be affected psychologically or physically. We should encourage respectful dialogue and constructive criticism, not just all opinions and blah blah blah. And lastly, especially when you're a content creator that, say for example, you're a family content creator that shows your kids for content, so be mindful when posting them online so that they won't be exploited or even potentially leading them to several predators or what we call as pedophiles. So, now that we know the various ethical considerations when using media as a content creator, I hope you know or use them valuably, especially when you are starting as a new content creator. So, I hope you learned something new today, guys, and bye!